Showtime, ignite your purpose. Episode 72 today. And do we have a show in store for you? It's either going to be incredible or incredibly bad. No idea where this subject came.
50-50.
50-50. Grizzly bears and baby cows. Max, shoot.
Okay, the long story, the behind the scenes first, and then the good story. So usually, whenever I do something physically or outdoors, and right now in Canada it is gorgeous, heat wave, and I want to be outside all the time. And usually, I am the guy who, if I'm paddleboarding or kayaking or going for a hike or a run, it's a competition. It's to be better than I was last time, right, John? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And people who are competitive and fit, it's something that's in us. We always try and make I don't want to say a workout of it, but we try and use the time wisely. So, okay, let's paddle harder for 15, whatever. Okay.
Paddle harder, mess around, be first. Yeah.
Exactly. John knows for the last month and a half, 2 months, I've been flat out going crazy with the companies, with producing content, with music, yada, yada, yada. And over the last while, I've decided to slow down because what's coming if I don't. And I took a couple days off before, and on the other day I went, because it was like 35 degrees out, went up to the water to go for a paddle. And right when I got there, it was starting to get busy, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go hang in this back area, and I don't even feel like doing anything. So I had a chaga, and I just laid there. No technology, and I just floated. So much so probably for an hour and a half, John, that I just floated, which is absolutely unlike me. But lo and behold, the universe provided the coolest experience ever. First off, I saved a dragonfly, and it hung out with me the whole day. Big boy. And then something tweaked me, like a sound. I was laying on the paddleboard. I looked up, and I thought it was just a guy walking by with a dog. Didn't see the guy yet, but I thought it was a dog. Lo and behold, it was a baby grizzly cub. Whoa! And I was not too far from it. So it was on this little bridge playing, jumping around. So I take notice, and I watched him for about 5 minutes. And then at that 5-minute mark, the huge mama bear came out. And they played for another 10 minutes together, climbing up trees, splashing in the, just absolutely cool. And the before and after, John, is this. I look back probably 200 feet, and there were all the guys kayaking, paddling, biking, doing everything, absolutely unaware of what was going on. And I would say 80% of the time, that would be probably you and I as well, right?
Yeah, often.
But I was in the Zen zone. The energies were matching, and the universe provided me with a show that I've never experienced, and I probably will likely never experience again.
Maybe. So that's Max's grizzly bear story, and the point I was thinking about there is, historically, when we're whizzing and zooming and splashing, he'd have spotted the bears. They'd have seen him way before he saw them.
Yeah.
And then it just cleared off because then it picked up this big ball of massive energy of things that's familiar, and they wouldn't have approached it. They wouldn't have been curious to see what was going on. And I was out for a walk a few weeks ago, glorious day with the wife, and we were just walking through this field. And there's a field basically full of baby cows. And I don't know what your past experience of cows is, but historically, certainly as a kid, you go walking through a field and you're kind of really cautious of cows. And cows are pretty wise. They've been around a bit, and they just freaking do one to the other corner of the field. They're not interested. But this field was full of calves. They're brand spanking new calves. A few old. My calf, which is quite limited, apart from my own calf. And calves learn through curiosity and interest in what's going on, and kind of osmosis by watching and observing. And these little critters were like that, freaking straight up in our faces. We're kind of patting the heads, stroking the heads. And it was pretty freaking incredible. Even when we kind of walked back out the field and then back down the road, they're kind of following us along the other, well, it was up that way, back up the other side, and kind of picking up the grass and feeding them. And it was interesting, and we think because, and this brings it into the energy conversation for tomorrow, because we were walking through nice and calm, nice and mellow, nice and chilled. Then these guys was, oh, what's going on here?
They pick up on that.
Because you are emanating good vibration. And this translates to human life. If you whiz through life and everything's panicked and last minute and chaotic and confused, you kind of emanate that sort of, I'm not going to say bad energy, but just this like continuity and
that vibration.
The vibrate. Whereas opposed to as if you're, and it's not like it's all the time. If you're calm and mellow and quite measured in your responses to things, like yesterday we were talking about being aware of your decisions and how you react or respond. And if you behave like you react or respond in a certain way, people see that and they observe that, and they kind of are either drawn towards it or encouraged to keep their distance. So that's our grizzly bear baby. What do you think?
Yeah, and it's it's true. Like, you got to stop and smell the roses. Like, another example would be whenever we go on hikes. Like, and I've said this before, we're so worried about that end destination.
Yep.
Have another smoke, brah. You're worried about getting to the waterfall, or you're worried about getting to that peak. And, what was my time, and how many calories did I burn, and how many steps, and all this absolute bullshit nonsense that I'm guilty of, even after 10 years in the game, John. But we don't even stop to, see that little chipmunk. We don't stop to smell this crazy flower that only blooms for 2 weeks out of an entire 12-month cycle.
Yeah.
We miss so many small things. It's just inbred in us, it's just how we are. So my lesson for sure was, and there were so many there, being aware, just in how fatigued the body is. I didn't need to go do a 2-hour crazy paddle. You know what I mean? I needed to vibe. I just needed to be there. I needed to suck in the vitamin D. I needed to be in that mineral water, and I needed to see those bears.
Yep.
And like I said, I won't experience that for a long time anyway. And it was a blessing.
And it's interesting because Max sent me a text or at some point. Oh, it's got this incredible story about grizzly bears today. And the first thing I said was, "Did you get a picture?" And I was almost disappointed to say he didn't, but he went out without the technology. And I think the moment we're out on a hike or a walk or a paddle or we're anywhere, and we're looking at this incredible vista, and we pull out the phone or the camera to take the picture, I think the moment's lost. Instead of just being there with the moment and the experience, something that you can, reflect back to for forever and ever. You think back to the field full of bluebells and the blue skies and the baby cows, I call it. Or you just take the picture and it's on your phone, you forget about it. Whereas if you don't take the picture, it's kind of imprinted, burned into those brain cells and the neurons and synapses.
And let's get deep on that, John. 99.8% of the time, why are we taking pictures? I mean, nowadays, let's talk about social media. You want to hike a mountain, so you're the first guy to get the picture to get some more likes and followers, right? Or you want to share your experience with other people. Hey, family members, look what I did. Or so, although it's not a malicious thing, it's an ego-based thing. You want to show people what you've done, where you've been, and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, again, we got to go a little deeper and see, why are we there? Like you said, I didn't even take anything with me. I didn't even have bear spray. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was, not if that's a good or bad thing either, but yeah, I didn't take any technology. So there's a good and a bad to that. I could have filmed something really cool and maybe had 10,000 views. I don't know, but I'm just saying, I was just there to vibe, and that's what happened. And sometimes you need that. You need to unplug and see where the magic is.
Superb. I had something else to say there, but it doesn't matter.
I just ramble too much, hey? I'm just killing your vibe.
That's the episode's done today. We're going. Tomorrow, I think we're going to go from this energy vibes, talking about the the cows coming to me and the bears playing around and this good energy vibrations and bad energies. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. The good and the bad vibrations.
Beautiful. Beautiful. People, as always, we thank you. We know you could be anywhere on this beautiful green planet, and you was right here vibing with us, and we hope that we're bringing you some joy, some entertainment, some knowledge. We thank you. We appreciate, and you damn well know we're going to be back tomorrow.
Yo, yo. Ciao.